that the men she had told him about in March 2016 earlier was Harry. But this is just from October 2015 till November 2016. 3 men. 3 men. For the purpose of this video, I'm only going to talk about the period of Meghan Markle from October 2015 until literally November 2016, which is a short period. And given that Meghan Markle claims that she doesn't date very much, this should be a slam dunk, right? One person, that's it. This very short period of time, how convoluted it is, why the mainstream media is not picking on it and reporting on it, because there's people on their record stating that Meghan Markle was cheating, 2-timing, 3-timing Prince Harry. So Prince Harry was swapping spit with God knows how many other men. And these men were also swapping spit unknowingly. I am surprised nobody has had an STD with this woman or AIDS or whatever, because it is pretty horrible and pretty careless what this woman does. Thank you for watching, for liking and subscribing. Please don't forget to click the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when the videos come up. I want to thank all of you who bought raffle tickets. It is for the shelter. If you want to see videos of the shelter, you can see earlier videos about it. I don't post anymore where the shelter is or stuff like that, because I received death threats. The shelter received death threats. I ended up with the police. And so YouTube said that for their safety, I don't. If you buy raffle tickets and you send me your name and your address and your phone number, in case any more threats are received, I will be able to send you pictures and stuff. But I also do it for the dignity of the girls. So thank you very much for buying a raffle ticket. The link is in the video description and in the pinned comment below.
Wait. Tell me the movie again that you did with Meghan Markle.
Yeah, it's called A Dater's Handbook.
Okay. And that was 6 months before she met Harry?
Literally, yeah.
Was she on Suits? So she was on Suits.
She was still on Suits.
Did you think this woman should be a princess?
I mean,
she's going to do well. Wasn't she married before?
She was. She was married and she had been divorced. And then when I met her, she was dating this guy in Toronto that she wasn't that into. And I was like, why are you dating a guy you're not that into? Like, you just got out of a marriage you weren't that into. Like,
yeah,
go be free. So she texted me and she's like, I took your advice. I broke up with the guy. I'm just...
Now I'm free.
Footloose and fancy free. And I was like, good for you. And then our movie aired in February. And then in March, she's like, hey, I met somebody. And I was like, oh, that's quick.
She just said, I met somebody.
Yeah. She's like, I met somebody. And then radio silence until October. And then in October, I get my last text from Meghan Markle that she was like, the news is going to break today.
Yeah.
The guy that I met is Prince Harry. I'm like, holy shit. And she's like, I'm bouncing. I don't think I cleared the...
This is Christopher Polaha. She was Meghan Markle's co-star in the film The Dater's Handbook. They started filming in Canada in 2015. Started at late September and it went all the way down through early December. Dater's Handbook, he was there with Meghan Markle. They didn't get paid very much, but it helped him pay the rent. He has no skin in the game. He's naturally speaking. He's basically telling what Meghan Markle said to him in the text messages. And I am sure that he has all those text messages. So we're going to get into 4 things here and I want you to tell me what you guys think. Number 1. Why isn't the mainstream media picking up on this story? 2, why isn't Christopher Polaha being questioned or talking more about it? 3, why are people still defending Meghan Markle's invented chastity? 4, why are people still going with the narrative that Harry and Meghan met in July? The saddest part of it all here is Trevor and Corey, because from what I understand, Corey was told that Meghan was divorced. So he assumed he was dating Meghan, who was already divorced, in his mind and from what Meghan told him. At the time, he didn't have any reason not to believe her. And then Trevor, he spent 10 years with this woman, 11 years with this woman. And then he gets the engagement and wedding ring in the mail. That's brutal. That's cold-hearted. That is really cold-hearted. Corey was living with Meghan up until August 2016. Not only was he living with her, he was engaged to her. He was introduced to one of the directors in Suits as her fiancé in June 2016. So Christopher Polaha says a couple of things. Most people would think, oh, that's no big deal. Number one, he says that while he was doing the movie, filming the movie with Meghan Markle, one, she never loved Trevor. That is brutal. That is brutal for a man who invested so many years of his life. Two, that she was not into Corey Vitiello. So apparently Meghan Markle lives with men she doesn't like. Or is it prostitution because these men give her something that she needs in order to get ahead? And once she doesn't have him, it's like a transaction in her mind. Meghan Markle does these financial transactions with sex. And she thinks, oh, I'm going to keep this guy. And then I'm going to say I'm not that much into them, but I'm still there because she places herself as the victim. So he says, we learned two things. That she tells him that she wasn't in love with Trevor and she wasn't in love with Corey. Three, that she broke up with Corey in December 2015. Clearly not, because she took off with him to a wedding in Iceland. One of Corey's friends got married in Iceland, and they went to that wedding. They saw the New Year's come in together. They received the New Year's together in 2015. So 2015, 2016. So she goes with Corey to Iceland. From Iceland, she doesn't go directly to Toronto. She flew to Ireland, London, and in the United States. She flew to all those places. And then she went to Toronto. She tells Christopher Polaha that she's met someone. Now, for those of you, when we all know what you mean when you say, I've met someone. It doesn't mean, I just met this guy and I think this is it. No. When you say I've met someone, it means that you've been dating this person and now you're willing to announce it to the world. So if Meghan Markle told Christopher Polaha, I've met someone, that means that she's been dating Harry for quite a few months, a couple of months at least. When did that happen? Because she was with Corey in Iceland in 2015, December 2015. And when she went back to Toronto, she moved back into the house where they were living together, her and her fiancé, Corey Vitiello. Corey posts this on Easter, at the very least on Easter, they're still together because Meghan cheekily, or very sneakily, she posts this picture saying, swanky eating for Easter. And then Corey, who is not stupid and knows something is up, posts the picture as well, saying, hi, Meghan. Like pretty much the same picture. And this time he tagged her. The really interesting part of it all here, guys, is that back in February, or early March, she tells Christopher Polaha that after she met somebody, she's serious about it. And apparently they started getting it on back then. This is just Harry, Corey, and apparently she hooked up with Christopher Polaha because that was Meghan's MO, to tell the guy that she was sleeping with, so the guy would feel better. She would say, actually, I'm not into him. I'm living with him, but I'm really not into him. I'm breaking up. Where have we heard that? So we have Harry and, by the way, we also have Rory McIlroy, the golf player that she was also hooking up with. So we know that she's told this to I'm sorry it's confusing because this woman is confusing. So now we know, according to Christopher Polaha, that Meghan at least was serious with Harry in March 2016, while still living with Corey. In July 22nd, 2016, she thanks Eat Flock, which is actually Corey Vitiello's restaurant chain here in Toronto, for feeding her and her mom while they are in Toronto, while Doria was visiting her in Toronto. And then, of course, she gets the invite to go with Harry to whatever it is that they went, Botswana. As far as Corey knew, there were still fiance, they were still engaged up until the first week or second week of August. When Meghan comes back from Botswana, and when she feels that she has sealed the deal and she has that idiot of Harry under her spell, she dumps Corey. That's her typical MO. That's her typical MO. So why isn't anybody calling out this timeline? Why isn't anybody reporting on this? Why isn't Royal Reporters reporting on this? Because they are still paid by the palace. They're still trying to ingratiate themselves with Harry and Meghan Markle. Because this guy could not have been clearer. Meghan Markle told him that in March she had met someone. When you say that you've met someone, you're seeing that person already in a serious manner. And then she texts him. The last text she sent him was on October 31st, 2016, to let him know, and apparently he wasn't the only one. She texted all her contacts to make sure everybody read the papers, that story was about to break, that she was dating Prince Harry, that the man she had told him about in March 2016 earlier was Harry. Why isn't anybody picking on this? Can you imagine that idiot Harry, Rory McIlroy, and poor Corey Vitiello? They were all in this. And these are the ones that we know because they were the hockey players as well. But this is just from October 2015 till November 2016. 3 men. 3 men. You know, I was watching certain YouTubers and they were saying the following. How can Meghan be so powerful that nobody from her past wants to talk about it? Are they being threatened? Are they being intimidated? And then me, after talking to quite a few people here in Toronto and from other sources that have reached out to me, I've been very shocked because it's not that they are intimidated. They're just embarrassed that they were played for fools here. And it's incredible. It's incredible that this woman knows how to pick her praise, how to pick her victims, because she knows that these people would never come out and speak out. Jessica Mulroney, Corey Vitiello, Trevor Engelson, Ninaki Pretty. Because they're embarrassed. So they suffer the shame of the secret of being dumped, being ghosted, being played for fools, while Meghan Markle is living the life that she wants to lead. Or, well, not really, because her life is screwed up. But nobody wants to talk. So you end up being a lone voice. You end up being discredited. People try to take you down. I'm 56. I don't care. I'm 56. I have lupus. I've had cancer. I'm okay. I can take it, you know. But it's interesting, isn't it? The hatred. Not everything is a conspiracy theory. It's just human nature. You know, sometimes you're embarrassed. Because I know for a fact from one person who was very in a serious relationship with Meghan Markle, and he told me that the man he is today would have never even gotten involved with Meghan Markle. And he didn't say out of shame or angrily or anything. It was like, I am in such a much better place myself and so much stronger mentally that if the man I am, I wouldn't even have considered her. So this is just to give you an idea of what's going on with Meghan Markle. Just this little tidbit, just this little clip that I showed you at the very beginning, which should be headlines because it debunks Harry and Meghan's narrative on that stupid interview they gave about how they met. Who introduced them? Because it was Eugenie who introduced them. It wasn't Marcus Anderson, yes, but it was Eugenie. It was Eugenie. And people are trying to say, oh, it was this. It was Eugenie. Eugenie has been hanging around Meghan Markle for a long, long, long time. So let me know what you think. Why isn't the media picking this up? Why aren't more people exposing this or talking about this? Why? I mean, it's amazing that Meghan Markle has managed to go through life without infecting somebody with an STD, because apparently she doesn't like to use protection. It is absolutely disgusting, guys. Let me know what you think. Terrible, isn't it?
I mean, that man loves me so much. And, you know, look what we've